Okay, so I wanted to make a recording of this very last ranked game I had played today on StarCraft. I'm very rusty overall, as far as how good I used to be, how much better I was. The reason I really wanted to do this one though is because I felt like it really was one of the first games I played in quite a fucking while. That was it. It said the guy was a gold, right? I'm a plat 3, or getting close to plat 2 again finally on this account. Well, I only got one account, but getting back, trying to get back up there. And the few I've played over the course of the last day or two, my first 3 were all against Protoss, and I won all of them. One with being a game where I went with Brood Lords. It was fantastic. But here's the thing, I looked at the stats and everything after this game ended, and I was like, damn, we were so even. And I knew I was. I just want to say, like, the level of play I think was so high here, and it just reminded me. It really gave me like old. It really gave me those old like Diamond when I was in Diamond, like how games kind of felt in there. Very fucking intense, sweaty, like you're actually sweating, and you gotta really be paying attention. Okay, so like if my macro had slipped at all, actually, dang, there's 4 gates. I figured that one might have been. But look, I spot this right away. We're at the 2.5 minute mark. They just came up. I saw these go up. I didn't see this one. But 3 gates, 2.5 minutes, something's very wrong. This Overlord's coming in to make sure there's not an expansion, which there's not going to be. So, very kind of crazy already. So I know the aggression's fucking coming. Double gas. I don't even need to look at that. I could have told you that without looking at it. So shit gets real quick. Gets really quick. real quick. That's so. Here's my first little poke. I see what he's got. I basically see his army here. Double sentry. Got 4. This is a scary little army, man. 4 minutes in. I knew it was coming, but so yeah, you see, I already kind of. This could have been better. I think this one could have been here. It did help wall around better, so I don't know, how much semantics, whatnot there you can really go with. I knew this was coming though. Built an extra queen down in my expansion, which I do that anyway. My build always includes a 3rd queen on 2 bases at least. Go ahead and go in with the lings, see what's going on. All right, did not mean to move the queen forward, but move the other queen down because I know I'm going to need him down here. Getting a little, like, micros, I'd say a little sloppy because I'm really trying to focus on doing what I need to do here. Now I see this. I realize how fucking dangerous this is. This is no joke, man. This is no joke. But let's look at, real quick, production. So finally I got roaches. He takes the baneling nest out first. That was great. That might have been the best thing that happened to me in this early push, because here I got 3 queens. Didn't lose too many drones there. I did not get them mining on the other base, which they could have been doing. But they could at least started new gases or whatever have you. At least moving the queen back there, huge on. There's some decent micro on my part. Don't lose this queen as well. Now I'm left with. We're doing good here. Clearing that up, only losing a bane nest. I got my lair. I got roaches. And I got ranged attack 1. Almost done. I didn't expect it to kick in before the pressure came in, but I did expect more pressure to be a thing, or at least assumed there would be. And banking really on the fact that I could hold this down using my early vision and seeing what was happening almost damn near immediately, I felt pretty good about maybe getting away with doing 1. You see my gas is hurting really bad. This is because this is where I'm really just trying to get my shit back together. Getting kind of hard on the gas. We got 3 going. Dropped a... Where did I put my hydrogen? I thought I dropped one down earlier. Did he kill it off? He might have killed it off. He took the bane nest out first, and I was thinking, man, I really got to get hydrogen down. But I was really worried about getting... I mean, I wasn't going to start really building hydrogen. I don't want to build roaches. And I do kind of make the mistake of really massing on hydras with the gas that I end up building up when we get a little further in here. So I'm thinking here, you know, I got to push him aggressive. He just came over. I got to see what's going on with him. I come up and I do see... what is this here? 4 more gates. And that's, again, that's all. You see the Templar Archives. That's obviously going to be Zealot charge coming in. There goes +1 carapace for, well, ground, +1 carapace. We have 0 upgrades. I don't think I spotted the robo bay, or yeah, robo facility when I first popped in. But at this point, I pretty much could probably assume there's going to be a robo bay. Keep calling it robo bay. I always want to call it it's a robo facility. Surprisingly, did not see this observer. I'm usually very good at noticing cloaked units like that. But as you see, I'm still trying to get my shit together pretty hard here. I do a very good job at just reading this, though. Workers are even. Perfectly even. That means I'm literally spending exactly what I can on what I think I'm going to need. And then, alright, so we actually got attack 2 here. Already starting. Ranged attack 2. Armor 1 is about to be done. Almost 2 fully saturated bases now. Or, not even really. But that's what we're working with, unfortunately. But I was kind of floating some minerals there. I figured he's going to maybe look at a 3rd here somewhat soon. You really start looking at this. He's actually macro up now quite a bit. I think he built what he thought he was going to need. He wanted me to... probably... Yeah, see, this... Just a few zealots spinning his minerals. That's all he was doing here. And he does make very good use of the units he has many different times. Here comes the warp prism. You know what's going to happen here. It's very obvious at this point. I do end up like over. It's kind of funny. It'll come up later. You'll see. I do very much overly commit. I make a lot of queens because I'm like, fuck. I need to. Because I was like, I don't know if I was running out of larva, whatever, floating minerals. And I was like, I gotta do something here. But of course, I noticed this right away. Of course, a queen pops right then. I can't say that. I could have tried, but or at least I should have larva ejected. At least tried. But I feel pretty good about what I got here. He has no upgrade. I don't know if he ever gets any ground upgrades by the end of this game, which is almost guaranteed 100%. But maybe one this in the original. Here's the problem, though. This is what got me here because I was like, oh man, I got a good defense here. This is we got a total of 11 zealots in my base here. I do hold this off. I do keep my expansion, but I just lost a lot of workers there. 29 to 42 here does get my pool. Once again, the targeting of buildings is odd to me. I think he could have got away with... I couldn't get the prison either. And then that's all I left with is almost just hydras. This is not going to kill these zealots at the moment with upgrades. But yeah, these zealots with charge are a little there right now, especially because I'm building... If I built more roaches, because I'm thinking, oh, I got hydras, I got the upgrades. It's starting to kind of outpace them. And we got more coming in. He's keeping good pressure on me. He's keeping me taxed like a motherfucker. 100%. But I still got my roach horn. I still got my hydrogen. And I'm on layer. I believe I've already even gotten the... can I see him? See the upgrades? I can't... Hold on. Where's upgrades at? So here's totally. Let's look that at real quick. Finally clear this shit out. I'm really hurting on workers at this point. My upgrade advantage is the only thing to save me, and I'm scared. So I'm still pumping out roaches, but I really, really, really need some drones. Thankfully, I read this. I put down 2 bases at once. I was like, because that's a really good safety net. When you're floating some minerals and you kind of had an early rut push and you kind of don't know what to do, fucking throw this down and that down. He's not going to be able to get both. Worst case, and then, you know, you got to rotate. You got the 2 saturated bases already. You can get what you can get out of here, get it over here. He's not going to know that drone's rotated over here. And then, look, this base is saturated on minerals. Doing good. Now, I did forget to resaturate these fully because I was running out of minerals while I had a bunch of gas for a minute, I remember. So I pulled most of my gas off here and put them here. And then I forgot to resaturate those geysers there for a minute. Um, Probably just left these here for the moment because I was like fucking scared of another little. But see, that's still having a problem. I do remember the pool becoming a problem because I was down to 3 queens. I was like really wanting to build queens. I had a decent amount of minerals there. Definitely needed some queens. And also I can't build lings at least. Like, so what are we doing here? What are we finally getting done here? This is where, yeah, so I finally was like, all right, I made the read. We're going to need lurkers, especially because I was kind of starting to get a lot of gas in. So I think I just did a really, really, really good job at macroing and reading what I was going to have to do without necessarily knowing I needed to do it. 4 more gates. We are up to 12, ladies and gentlemen. That is about the most you're ever even going to need, damn near. I mean, I don't play Protoss. I've played them quite a bit. It's not my main, obviously. Unless you, like, have so much money, I don't see anything like maybe 16. And we're talking like a full late game. You're completely mined out, floating thousands and thousands of resources. And you need to be able to remax an army, like, immediately type shit. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if there's ever a point in time where you're going to invest in more. But 16 warp gates is a fucking lot of warp gates. You're going to be able to remax an army very fucking quickly. But at this point, let's see what we got here. Still behind in workers. Let's speed this up just a tad for the moment. He's on 3 bases. I can pretty much assume that's the case. I might have scouted at some point and saw this. He pretty much just starts building Archons. And I find that out on his next push very quickly. But, so at this point I'm at, just dropped my 6th base. Alright. He's dedicating to a push while I'm about to have my macro back in order. And that's what the thing is. He kind of just barely keeps coming in and really caused me some big problems there for a minute. But then I finally stabilized enough to really make something happen here. This is amazing. I just want to point this out now. I remember this first fight. And I was kind of scared because I was like, but I checked his upgrades as the fight started, I believe. Still at 0-0. Let's look. He's at 0 fucking 0. I can see it anyway. He's at 0-0. I have 4 lurkers. Only 1 Hydra left. 9 roaches. 17 lings. He does have the 9 Archons, which is scary. Here's the thing, though. He does have 1 observer. He's the 1 observer. But it doesn't really matter much when... And he's got the 2 gates. And he's for sure... And I believe here in a second is when he finally decides to... He does another little fucking warp. Yep. Well, he probably takes this out first. I don't know if I get it canceled. I can't remember. I don't think I do, actually. I'm really focused over here. But we're going to have to go back on this. Let's see if he gets this first real quick. I can't remember if I get a cancel on this or not. I do not. So that hurts pretty bad because I'm hurting on minerals. I'm hurting on everything right now. But we're going to have to go back here a little bit. So keep an eye on APM maybe for a second. Army value versus... Oh. Look at tech spending, though, on my part. Well, not crazy. Really not crazy. He's got double my army value, too. My decision-making and what I decided to... This is Mass Stalkers, Mass Archon. Archons really... They can get melted. Now, this ends up being a fucking melt fest, and I was shitting my pants when it happened because it felt so good. It felt really good in the moment. Still got the spine here doing a lot, helping a lot, for real, because they got to get... I think this is only 4 lurkers I end up having here. Just enough. Look at this melt, though. No upgrades. I got 2 attack and 1 carapace. Don't need to go slow-mo. It's not that exciting, but look at this. Thankfully, I wasn't actually doing my next upgrades at all yet, because I was broke. and I knew I was up ahead. This is unfortunate. He does get my what was supposed to be my 5th killed. But I once again, I hold off the fucking main attack greatly. Here comes my real wave. I believe I know... Don't lose this, I guess, then. He could have focused it and killed it. Now this, once again, I was really scared of this again. Because if he would have really stretched me out here and kept doing zealot warp-ins, I was terrified. Because I was not in the mood to have to split my army up a whole lot. I just wanted to... All these zealots, though, put me in some trouble. Because I only have lurkers, and there's charged zealots. And the lurkers with a couple hydras it's not really the best. But upgrades. The upgrades are sick. Gets out with the warp gate again. But... What? Not, I mean, like what? A quarter maybe of my hive, which let me point out, hive is done. I went up to a hive. I'm still not saturated my main yet. Again, it's insane how I run off no money for so long. I'm basically broke this whole fucking game. I see this warp gate sitting here. I hope. I don't know exactly. I think if I did, I probably would have killed it. So here we go. We drop a base down here. This is fully saturated. This is finally fully saturated. Actually, overly saturated. Now it's my turn. We're going to put some pressure on. It's time for the pressure. And good timing on my part because I felt it. I was like, either there's another attack coming or he's going to have to back her up because I believe I looked with my overlords. Yeah, I got one here. And then I went with my army there, and then I checked with this overlord here, I think, if I don't miss my... He has no idea. I got a whole army sitting here. This was not meant to be split like that, but it actually kind of looked good. But I was just going through here. I was going to check over there, I think is what I was actually going to do with my army. But I thought for sure he's got to have another base down by now. Sure enough, just dropped this one right in front of me. I'm not sure how this goes. I get the cancel, okay. Needed that. A lot of lurkers warping in. Or morphing in. Take a pretty good fight here, I believe. Once again, it's just not enough. I don't know why I keep going slow-mo. I'm sorry. This was bad. They were not supposed to do that. And if I would have tried to target with them better, yeah, that was my whole army. I could have won off of this if I, or at least gotten very close, because I canceled this base. I would have been like, the lurkers went here because I rallied them. I forgot they were morphing my terror, and they rallied over here, and it was not good. Now if I came around here, came up behind him with all the other ones, he's putting his fort back down. Port gate's still sitting here, and I'm letting it happen. It's kind of crazy to me that I have not tried to kill that yet. Here it goes. No, it doesn't. Yeah, I'm getting on top of my saturation now because I'm still at 30 not working, so I'm having a dickens of a time over here. So what are we looking at? Got some hydras, got a decent amount of lings. I'm kind of just making sure I got what I'm going to need, I feel like, at this point. 5 queens. At one point here, I end up with like 10 fucking queens, and it actually saves my life. It's actually kind of hilarious. Income. So, minerals, I'm staying very close to him, and really gas too. That's the funny thing about all this. So what we got else? I forget how you see upgrades. That's really bothering me. This one I caught on time, and I killed the warp gate. Tried to get the observer, can't get good at it. Army value. My army value's mineral-wise is way up above his. I'm still not making drones yet though, so I got to make things happen with this army. Finally got attack 3 range is coming in. I believe these lurker upgrades have to be done by this point. I'm sure it's almost 20-minute mark. I'm sure the lurker upgrades have been finished. I think I even took Hydra charge for like the first time ever. I normally don't grab it, but it's only 100. So I was like, let me see if I ever get an opportunity to really use it. Do I have? I got a couple overseers too. I was kind of curious about that. All right, so at this point I have I'm at 8 queens at the moment for 5 bases. And we do have a crazy, crazy fight coming up here in a second. And it's the queens are clutch as hell. I think it's right here, actually. We're getting it. All right, so again, the upgrades are not. Now, this fight, I remember. I came in with this fight with like 8 lurkers. Definitely over 12 hydras. Lose my whole army here to just archons. No upgrades, archons. With 2-1 ranged units. With full lurker upgrades and full hydra upgrades. I still just don't understand it. I really, really don't. I don't know if it's because they're clumped up just right and the archons they did all that splash. What we got building here? More hydras. Now look at this fight. Almost only some queens. I have 1 lurker. 1 lurker left. The first fight, it's crazy to me because the first fight, I don't understand at all how I lost it so badly. Right here. This makes no sense to me. I guess because these hydras should have been maybe not so fucking forward. And he did focus the lurkers really good, and then I guess the splash. But no, you still don't melt them like that. It doesn't. That's not supposed to happen. I feel like my hydra's probably a little too close. Whatever. I don't fucking know. Him not killing this one, and he has no observer with this army. I just realized. Or yeah, he does. No, he doesn't. He has no observer with this army. Yeah, he does. It's right there. So. I have 1 lurker and 8 queens in a dream, and I fucking destroy that army. I don't know what this was. This is me getting overtaxed at this point. When you start doing stuff like that, you know, you're getting the fucking you're getting the business at this point. So now we got 3-1 upgrades for your ranged units. Still no ground upgrades at all. Do we even have any coming in? Like, I keep hitting the right thing. No, this is all we have in production at the moment, which is, we're at 21-minute mark, 57 to 50 workers. This has been a very low budget game, but a very high macro game. Also, well, I mean, a lot of fighting though too. So I guess technically it's probably more micro heavy than anything. Now this, I remember this. This is one big issue I had on my part because I was just gonna poke. And then he did this at the same time. Caused me some... I didn't like it. Did not expect how many fucking zealots this is. 33 zealots to just come from over here like it's nothing. I figured they'd come from this direction or whatever. But obviously charged zealots are going to catch your hydras all day. It's just going to happen. So we got in production now. I finally go... I even said nice play. Still got all these queens just chilling here. I can't get everything done that I need to do. This is where I'm starting to get fucking. It's getting stressful for me a little bit. Look at how much money I've spent compared to him. I mean, can I get? Whoops. Okay, so he kills this base. 8 p.m. There we go. That's kind of what I wanted to see. So let's see what's going on here. First, let's look at units. We're morphing in like 7 lurkers. I need them bitches to come up like now. Now this fight right here. Look at this. Transfuses for days. I kill all of those fucking zealots just by keeping the queens. Keeping a fucking literal ball of flesh of queens transfusing over and over. They're invincible. He didn't have enough DPS to even kill those queens. They were all max energy too. So that was crazy. I haven't seen a moment like that in one of my own games, especially in very long, like almost I don't know ever even if I have. Not quite like that. That as it was happening, I was like, oh my god. I love how I got these 2 creep tuners just caught out in the middle. Yeah, I think it was this one 19 kills on this zealot, might add. He just killed all them fucking zealots by himself on this lurker. That's literally that's nuts. That's value out of my units because theoretically on paper I'm not. There's been a lot of times where I made a couple. When I lost all those hydras over here earlier. Now I see this army, that's melted. You're not winning that. You're never going to win that fight. Never. I think I lost maybe a couple hydras there at the most. For sure. This is the beginning of the end, for sure. I take this base out. This ain't even done yet. Saturated. Mined out, mined out, mined out. No, it's not mined out. Saturated. This is it. That's it. Now we've officially switched places. 37 to 53 workers. He's got pretty much what I got going, but these aren't doing that. These aren't even mining yet. So I think at this point I finally can breathe. I pretty much just can leave this army here. I know it's fine. It's safe. I can leave this army here and finally macro like I want to. Like, I remember just, fuck, I better not run out of larva or something, because that's a good way to just throw a game. Just run out of larva at the last second. But yeah, on top of the production at this point. I'm not even concerned with these other bases. I'm trying to keep his stuff from being able to even come get me. So this is saturated. At this point, I just know it's over. But let's watch the little last part of this again, just to really see the fight for the fun of it. So we'll just watch this little fight happen. This is the moment where I knew he had to build stalkers. This is probably what he had the money for, mostly. He never built upgrades, though. I'm telling you right now, if he had at least had like 2-2 on his around army, even with all my like liquors and hydra upgrades, and I had adrenal gland, like as soon as I got my hive up, all the upgrades, I got all the hive upgrades that I needed, adrenal glands, everything. So no. Once I came over here and saw this base and killed an entire army of stalkers, I knew he had to be pretty much. And I don't know what this was. This was him giving up. That was a bad rally, I think. That one was. This, I think he saw that he just lost his other Archons, left him there, fuck it, and knew he was going to lose at that point. These guys are finally getting to work, but way oversaturated because he has no time to deal with it. I'm in that same boat almost this whole game, so I get it. Base is half gone, mineral-wise, research-wise. That's it. I mean, that's most of his production. He's only been building. In fact, I don't think he built anything out of the Robo Bay or Robo City, because the only real tech unit he went into was Archons. That's High Templars. So yeah. And then we'll we can go ahead and look at this real quick. I wonder if this will tell me my MMR that I got out of it. Oh, I can't look at the actual screen. Well, can I though? Let's look real quick. So, and this is another thing. Look at my APM, average APM versus his. That game should not been that close, but it is proof. It's very proofful that, not that I don't think that's a word even, but it shows that you can do just good macro and build things that you need to build and do stuff. Just do what you got to do with minimal effort, and you can win games. You can get to. I've played against plats and diamonds that never even topped 200 and shit. I mean, I was a high level diamond at my highest. I had about 1,000 more MMR than I do now, and I have taught. I was probably starting to really average a little over 200 a game, especially if they got late game, for sure. Like, it also just depends. It depends on the type of game. That game was aggression from the start. It did not stop. You see how many workers I had to make versus him? Twice as many. And I had like a 20 worker lead on him at the beginning. So he was doing the stuff he needed to do. So you look at all this and it looks very even. I mean, technology. Investment in technology. 3,050 versus 600. That's... Look at the rest of this, though. Even. No upgrades, though. And you think that's the thing that gets you. Look at the amount of resources mined. Look at the investment on technology that I did. Overall, that is what? That would be about 14% of the resources I mined. That was all I invested into my upgrades. The rest of it was for army and whatever, making more units, essentially. That's it. And structures, whatever. That's all that I spent for upgrades in the end. Think about how little that really is. Yet, let's look here. Units killed, almost the same. Trained, same. You know, he built a lot of structures because he needed all the gates. Blah, blah, blah. This is so even. It's crazy when you look at it. Then we get to this. This is something I really didn't. I should have paid more attention because I remember looking at this and being like, what the actual fuck? But army value. This is probably where. Let's see, where would this have been? That was very first fight. He had that big lead on me. Look, you can see that I'm just doing a little steady climb, and I apparently am using what I have very effectively because drop, rises up, drop, stays right with me. We have a very even fight somewhere in here. That's probably towards. Where would this have been? It's really hard to pinpoint these now. I'm getting tired too, so sorry. But so right here we got. Yeah, for some reason, I'm just not realizing when I looked at this the first time, I thought I was blue, and I was like, what is wrong here? But no, this is from making the correct units, or at least, somewhat having the right stuff at the right time. Let's look at, so this is obviously where I was starting to macro. I was getting more money in than him. He was at that moment building that was when all those Archons got built, probably. Like all those Archons probably made like 20 at once almost. Upgrade spending. This is the proof in the pudding. This is all you gotta look at. You don't even gotta be an expert on StarCraft to look at this graph and see which one is crazily amount of bigger than the other. Almost no spending. I mean, I don't even know what he even probably upgraded. Like observer speed or something. Like what was he doing with his money? No, and that's what makes me think he really was a gold, because that's the type of mistakes and that's the type of stuff you will do in gold, and that will keep you in gold. Cannot stress this enough. I'm not here to make a tutorial or tell anyone how to play. I'm not the best player in the world. I cannot stress this enough. The second I started making sure I put my Evo chambers down, or if it's your Protoss of Forge, or if you're Terran, you're putting your engineering bays down, you're doing whatever, your upgrade buildings, you need to put them down, and you need to start them, and you need to stay on top of them. As soon as your 1-1's done, or whatever you're doing, it's not always going to be your 1-1, 2-2 right on time. It's not going to always work like that. But stay on top of your upgrades. You get one upgrade up on them with this almost an identical army value. Doesn't even have to be necessarily, as long as you're not getting hard countered by something, or killed by cloaked units that you can't detect, or killed by air units you can't fight, and you don't have static defense for defending yourself, or whatever it is that you just need and don't have. You're not getting killed by something stupid like that. You could just have basically the same army value. Not even just gas and minerals. I mean total army value, total into what they have. And if it's close, but you have a whole 1-1 on them, on your upgrades, you're probably going to win the fight, or worst case, defend yourself and be able to keep macroing up and get back to where you need to be, or something. Like, I mean, to give an example, I know I'm just rambling more at this point, but I think of a good example, assuming like, and it also comes down to micro and how good you are at that and how you use your units correctly. But because you can, if you're really good at microing and doing things, you can make what should not work against things that it should never work against. It was a little redundant, but anyway, so like, say I could have, and it also turns into army, like the amount, once you get the higher numbers or splash damage. There's a lot of stuff that can go into play with certain units, obviously. So, just, again, I'm starting to ramble, like I said, but just, again, an example though, let me give you an example. Let's just say I got 30, I can have like 30 speedlings, okay? And I'm fighting a Terran who's coming at me with 15. It could be like let's just say like 12 Marines that got combat shield and stim. Or, well, yeah, let's just say they got combat shield or stim. maybe both, and like 4 Marauders or something. Those 30 speedlings are gonna keep up with that army easy. In fact, they probably kill it. Uh, maybe not with the stim, but the second there's a medevac there, even one medevac with that small of a ground army for Terran would keep it. But it's not. Nothing's gonna be devastating on either side. You know what I mean with those armies, or maybe. I'm just really trying to think of some good examples because it doesn't have to necessarily be the units you're supposed to have or what they have or vice versa. Just army value in general. Like if you're just building units and having stuff there when you need it there and you're pressuring, another thing that's huge is learning the momentum. You just got attacked and you defend it. I don't care if you got fucking 4 Zerglings left. You send them to motherfuckers across the map, make a few more, see what's going on, see what's happening, and find out very quickly if you think you need more or if that's just a weak spot. See what he's got going. If he's like not been making any workers and you can see that very clearly by going across the map, you don't even need to really start killing them or doing anything. Just go across the map and see what's happening. That's it. That's all you got to do. Always, 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 always. Not always, always, but like pretty much take my word for it if you don't know how to play the game yet and you're trying to figure this out. Always, pretty much, send whatever army you have left over right across the map after you defend your base. If you just got attacked by them, you attack them right back. It doesn't mean you got to get anything done, but you might go over there, you might kill a couple workers. You might get some scouting information. You might see that, like like I did. Like I went across, saw that 4 more gates just went down when I already knew he had 4. That's 8 gates. If like what was it, 5 to 8 minutes? I don't even know. But way too early for that many gates. Not necessary. That was all I needed to know. This fight is not stopping. I need more units. And he did kind of get me a little bit on that because he started making workers and I didn't as much. But I was obviously it didn't matter. But because again the upgrades I had what I needed. I had the tech. I invested in the stuff I needed like lurkers. Getting those lurkers out. I literally was down to like 4 for the whole beginning of the game, but it was enough. And then the rest and the queens. That fight with all those queens. 8 queens is worth, a good, let's just somewhere in the range of 1,500 minerals or so, or however many queens I had. Let's just say about, that's not quite right, but 1,500 minerals of queens. And had like 1 lurker, and then, a few hydras and a few roaches and some lings maybe, or something. That's it, if that. That army devastated. I don't remember how much high tempos are and how much it costs to make archons, but I know that the amount of archons he had to be worth, and that was probably what it was on the graph here, where he had this. Well, that was the first time he got his army melted by my lurkers. That was that first fight, for sure, where he came across for the big one. You see, I'm not even. I'm doing nothing here, but then you look at the upgrades. It's I can't stress how important it is. Almost every game I win is because of upgrades. And if you just do your upgrades on time and don't forget about them, and you it's not that big of a deal. I mean, you got to make these calls in the moment. You don't always want to rush them if you think you're about to get attacked very, very soon. Like if it's the difference between you having 2 extra roaches and a 3-minute attack, build the fucking roaches. Don't go for an early upgrade. But and of course, everything I say is gonna be from a certain perspective because that's who I play. But I cannot stress it enough. The upgrades are so cheap, and they do take a little bit of time, especially like the 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3 attack, whatever armor upgrades. Those do take some time, but it's not that long. The time it takes to really build up a push and get going on another attack, if it's gonna happen, unless it's just really, really, really aggressive, the odds of that upgrade not being able to finish or being effective at any point is very little. Very rarely is it not going to pay off. And then teching, which is just upgrades as well. Building into your tech, I got over there very early because I felt it like I'd want it. I wanted that roach speed right off the bat. And even though I only got a few roaches out right at the beginning, it was I had the roach speed. I think I even got Bane speed before my Baneling nest died. I never really built the Banelings, which probably would have been nice. But I never rebuilt it, and I didn't want to rebuild it at that point. Would have been nice for those zealot pushes in my base. Sorry, I'm just trying to analyze everything while also, because it was just a fun game, and now I'm kind of nerding out over StarCraft, and I want to do my little spiel, because fuck it. I'm got a recording mic on, I'm gonna fucking talk. Why not? But best bottom line, I guess, really what I'm trying to make a PSA here, but bottom line, I guess we're getting to with this whole video is upgrade tech down on top of it, because I got the rush speed when I got the lair. That allowed me to also get, I think, that's also where I'm able to get my. Well, I guess you can get. I did do overlord speed finally, really, really late, but you do need lair for overseers. Overseers is the only thing that's really going to end up detecting those observers. The observers he has to have to see your lurkers when they're burrowed. When those do come out, your only real way, which I really wasn't focusing on his observers very well that whole game, but generally that is very important. You got to be able to detect observers, so his observers can't detect your lurkers. If you can kill all of some Protoss's observers and they're not really paying attention while you're having a big fight, and they don't realize their last observer just died, and you still got like 8 lurkers on the ground, they're gonna sit there and keep attacking your army, even if they were winning the fight. They just lost the ability to target your lurkers, and they're sitting there right on top of them, about to take 5 free hits, regardless if they notice right away or not. They're gonna get hit a couple times, and it's gonna be devastating. So, just little stuff like that, man. It adds up. It adds up a lot. See, and then I went right to Hive. Hive is where you get your lurker burrow and unburrow speed, which is humongous. And then I believe you get range off the other one. I always just get it inherently. I don't build lurkers a lot unless I'm going against the ground toss. I believe it's range. I should know that. You would think I'd know. It's pretty bad that I don't, but I do know it's important. You definitely want to have it. Oh, and layer is where you get your Hydra upgrades. That's where I got Hydra speed and Hydra range, which also very important because I was damn near massing Hydras at one point, even though it was not the composition I really needed. And then Hive gave also the adrenal glands. Adrenal glands on Lings. If you are a Zerg player, 200 mils, 200 gas. It's very expensive, but the second that Hive pops, you really want to be on top of getting adrenal glands. That is adrenal glands alone is a reason to go up to Hive. Not necessarily rush it or do it when you don't got the money for it, because going up to Hive just for adrenal glands is an expensive little investment, and it's not necessary probably that too super early, but it is 100%. Even if you don't need anything else from Hive Tech, even if you're still in a mid game army fight with them, 15 minutes in, you guys aren't really teching yet. You're not macroing a whole lot because you're having a real type of fight, and that's how he was. He pretty much was still kind of mid tech. I went up to Hive, I had all those Hive upgrades, and that was the difference. I just had better shit than him. That's all there is to it. And I feel like I've basically said the same thing 20 times in a row here, but I just can't stress these things enough. Also, I want to point out, I do remember looking at my creep and stuff when I looked at that game, when I played it. My creep was pretty decent. You always want to, as a Zerg, your goal really should be to have your creep. You want to at least get it halfway across the map on all sides. If you can get there, I'm not saying stop. Definitely don't stop building it at that point, but that's a good spot to be in because you pretty much got vision of the whole ground of the map at least. And yeah, I mean, creep is basically a place where you can safely be aggressive with your unit positioning and movement because you can see all of it, and it makes your units faster. So there's just no reason. If you can stay on top of your creep, that's one of the best things you can do to up your play, especially as a Zerg. Stay on top of your creep. Don't forget to larva inject. If you start running out of larva because your macro's falling behind, you're not able to just keep larva injecting because you're too busy focused on microing and fights, and then you realize you got 8 larva when you got 2,000 floating minerals and 2,000 floating gas, but you got 8 larva, and they just killed your first little army because whatever, but you got the money to make up for it, or they're coming to attack you and you don't have quite enough, right? That's the worst. That's what will kill you every fucking time. Say that you see them coming across the map, they're already halfway across the map, they got a bigger arm than you, but you got the money to make the army you need. Guess what? You got no larva because you didn't inject. And that's another thing. You got to make sure you expand enough because you don't have enough bases to even put larva into you're also not going to be able to build an army. And that's why as Zerg, it's a rule of thumb. Whatever they got, you at least try to have one more base. It doesn't mean it has to be mining necessarily. It's macro. It's for macro. If you don't have that one extra base, constantly getting larva injected, you're not gonna be able to pump out enough units to keep up with them. It's just a fact. If they're macroing also correctly. So that's really just it. Take your gases at proper times. Don't take it when you don't need it. If your gas is floating real high and you're running out of minerals, move. Don't be afraid to fucking move your workers off gas and try to put them back. I mean, forgetting is bad, but I'll tell you right now, you don't want to spend 2 minutes in game time being low on minerals because you were too lazy to. You just didn't want to pull your workers off gas. It's not going to pay off. You could at least get those minerals, get what you need. Realize you're out of gas later, but guess what? When you're out of gas, but you got 2,000 minerals now because you moved them, you at least can build. You can build another base or two. Get those down. Like you got extra minerals. Build a bunch of lings. Build a bunch of drones. You can do something with that money and get something out of it. You got gas and no minerals. Guess what? You lost the game. That's a fact. Don't get supply blocked. That's another huge one. It's simple. Everyone that plays the game knows it. Everyone knows what it feels like and means to be supply blocked. No one likes it. Everyone hates themselves when they let it happen. But it's so easy to have happen, and it will lose you a game if it happens at the wrong time and the wrong way. And if you just watch it, obviously it gets easy. In my opinion, it definitely gets easier later in the game because you're building. I'll start massing overlords waves like at that point, just over willy nilly. I'll build more than I even need a lot of times because just like get them out of here. I don't even want to think about building overlords. But I apologize. I've ranted for probably almost longer than the recording of that game was now. Um, so yeah, I really was. I don't know why I felt like doing this, but I did. I originally was only going to make a video of because the first 3 games I played this whole season, probably haven't even played for months, and even last couple seasons I've only gotten on and played 10 to 20ish games. Maybe that might be way overstretching it. So we're talking like the last year or so I have not played a whole lot. I haven't been keeping up at all, and even before that I pretty much wasn't playing for a couple of years, so I'm way out of it. But I felt good that the first one I got on. Uh, ZvP is usually my worst matchup. I feel like lately, the last couple of years, it seems like I cannot win my ZvPs very well. I don't know what it is. First 3 games I had, all ZvPs, that was a ZvP. That's why that also felt really good because it felt very stressful and I had to work really hard for it. But I won that one. But yeah, first games I had, 3 ZvPs in a row, and won them all. So that was my original thing I was gonna do. I was just gonna make a video, like doing a little reel of all of those. Like I was just gonna clip them all real quick and like make a little quick video of it or something stupid. I don't know. I might still even do that because why not at this point? This video is not gonna get seen by anybody. This is not gonna go anywhere but YouTube, and no one's gonna watch it. But yeah, I might still do that. Why not? Make something that I can throw on Insta and might actually get some views for by somebody. But alright guys, I'll shut the fuck up now. I apologize. I don't know why I'm apologizing, because if anybody did watch this video, which I highly doubt it's gonna happen anyway, none of you are gonna sit here and listen to me for this long. And you probably won't even make it to this part of the video. You probably get bored way before that anyway, because I'm just not the best commentator or video maker. I don't know. I can talk a lot sometimes, and I can say some stupid ass shit, but I'm just not that guy. I can do video editing. I've always been a good video editor. I just don't do it anymore. The only thing I'll really do is make clips and stuff because they actually get viewed, and it's worth a little bit of. And it's funny because it takes way less effort mostly than trying to make a whole video and whatever. In a way, it does. I gotta do editing. This isn't gonna get edited. I'm gonna put this right up because I got all my settings set right already. It's just I got nothing to cut out. I was doing a panel report right there is what I was doing. So, and then rambling about strategy at the end. That's all this video was. I don't need to do anything to it. But it is more time and effort in the sense that I'm basically dehydrated now from how much I've been talking. But yeah, let's make sure. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna stop recording now, guys. I might make that little clip shit now with all my little plays that I've had today. Feeling good about myself. But yeah.